Hello children, and welcome back to your English class with me, Sir Ellis. We are still in the revision of verbs and we have covered many lessons, but there are still some more lessons to cover, like mixed verbs, conjugation of verbs, sentence formation, and many other more. But for today we will do conjugation of verbs and sentence formation. That means we are going to do some works again or exercise. But before that, let's see the meaning of conjugation of verbs again. I have explained this in the previous classes, but anyhow, let's see this conjugation of verbs again. Conjugation is a change that takes place in a verb to express tense, mood, person, and so on. And conjugating verbs essentially means altering or changing them into different forms. Here, when we conjugate verbs, it means we are changing the verb into another form in order to make sense. All right, it depends on the situation or the time as well. Here, as usual, we have the verb 1, verb 2, verb 3, verb 4, and verb 5. The base, the past, the simple past or past participle, S, ES, IES form, and the ing or the continuous form. Here I have given you some words for example. Here I have given you some words for you to refer. Write is conjugated into wrote in verb 2 and 3. Written, writes, writing. Work, worked, worked, works, working. And teach and cook also goes the same like that. So let's take a look at the type of sentences. We can have lots of sentences, types of sentences I mean. Declarative sentences, interrogative sentences, imperative sentences, exclamatory, compound, complex, conditional sentence, etc. But for now we are going to cover only the three basics or the three types. Among the many types of sentences, there are three basic types which are commonly used. So we are going to cover that. They are, number one is affirmative or positive sentence. Here, affirmative or positive means a fact or the truth. Alright, the sentence, I'm a man, that is a fact. Or he's a man, you can say. If he's a man, you can say he's a man. Alright, so that's a positive statement. Alright, and here, he is a hardworking man. Here also, it's a positive sentence or affirmative sentence. And here, negative. Let's see, negative sentence, I am not a man. So what's the difference here? The word not turns it into a negative sentence. Alright, I am a man, but that's positive. But if we are going to turn that into a negative sentence, that means I am not a man. So not, keep this word in mind, not. Alright, and here also, he is not a hard-working man. Here he is not. So that forms a negative sentence. And the third one is interrogative sentence or question. Interrogative sentence or question sentence. Right. Here, let's use the same sentence again. Am I a man? Here, am I? You are asking question now. You're not making a statement, but you're asking a question. Alright, am I a man? But there is something different here. Do you notice what is different here? Instead of the full stop, this full stop, we sometimes say a dot, full stop, or period. Alright, so remember that. But here we are using the question mark. So that keeps it apart from the other sentences. Alright, this question mark keeps it apart from the other sentences. Alright, if you don't add this question mark, the sentence will be wrong. So in sentences like interrogative sentence or question sentence, you have to put a question mark. Or here, is he a hard-working man? Here it goes the same with a question mark here. So right now we understand affirmative, negative and interrogative sentence. Okay, so we are going to do some works now, so please get ready. You can do this later on, but I want you to watch this. I don't want you to miss out anything. And how you're going to answer in a notebook also. We have the format. You have to use the same format like before. Alright, the format that Miss Cynthia had given, or the format that I had shown you in the previous classes. So you're going to use the same format again here. Here, worksheet number 1 will be conjugate the verbs into their second form. Alright, you have to conjugate the verbs into their second forms. Here we have dance, hope, break, sing, walk, love, buy, leave, play, draw. So you have to write the past, the simple past form here. You have to give the simple past form here. Alright, here you have to give the verb to, or the past form. Alright, so you have to write it down like this. Worksheet, conjugate the verbs into the second forms, and you have to write, draw a table and answer here. And worksheet number 2 is make sentences with the conjugated verbs from the previous slide. Make sentences with the conjugated verbs from the previous slide. Before we look at the previous slides, let's see this. Destroy. So we conjugated the verb destroy into destroyed. And dig also, the second form of dig is dug. Alright, dug, dig and dug. So you have to make sentences with this too, destroyed and dug. Here, let's see example sentences. The ship was destroyed by the thunderstorm. The ship was destroyed by the thunderstorm. Alright, so we have to make sentences like that. So you have to make sentences like that. Okay, and let's see about this duck. They dug a hole in the graveyard. Dug. So let's go to slide number 5 again here. As you can see here, see, you have to give the second form of this dance here and hope. So from the second form, from the words that you have written down here, you have to make the sentences. Alright, but that will be in worksheet number 2. So dance, you have to make sentences. You have to make a sentence with the second form of dance. Alright, verb 2 of dance, and likewise you have to make sentences with the verb 2 of all this, the second form of the verb of all this. Hope, break, sing, walk, love, buy, leave, play, draw. Alright, here we have the example. Alright, so this is how you're going to do it. First, you have the work in worksheet number 1. You have to give the second form of the verb, but now you have to make sentences with those verbs. Alright, with those second form of the verbs that you have conjugated. Remember that. Worksheet number 3. Make 4 sentences each with the 3 types of sentences and underline the verbs from them. Alright, you have to underline the verbs. Affirmative or positive, here you have to make 3, A, B, C and D. Here, give write this affirmative or positives like this, like I've written here, and in A you write down the sentences. A, B, C and D, you write down the sentences, and the same thing goes with negative sentence also. You can write any sentence, but it has to be in a negative form. But here in the first one, it has to be in an affirmative or positive form. Alright, and then here the third one, interrogative question, interrogative or question sentence. Here you have to make four sentences, but that's not complete. You have to underline them here. Affirmative, let's say for affirmative A, they waited for the rain to stop. You can make sentences like that. They waited for the rain to stop. For A, B, C and D, you can write whatever you like. A also, don't use this. You form another sentence. Alright, in the negative form also, let's see. The car did not hit him. We have not, N-O-T, not. Alright, and here you have to make four sentences again, and like I said, do not use this. The car did not hit him. Please don't use this. And let's see about this interrogative question. Interrogative or question sentence. Is he coming for the remedial class? Is he coming for the remedial class? So here, what do you see? The question mark, right? And right now you have made four sentences each, let's say. But what do you have to do here? Make four sentences each with the three types of sentences and underline the verbs. Let's see, in affirmative, what are the verbs? Here, they waited for the rain to stop, so I have underlined waited and stop. So like this, you underline the verbs, alright, which are in your sentences. And here, the car did not hit him. Here, hit is the verb, so I underlined it. And interrogative question also, is and coming are the verbs, so I underlined them. So in the same way, you write down the sentences and then you underline the verbs. It's easy as that. That is all for now. Stay safe. Next time we will cover linking verbs and the other lessons that we are yet to learn. Alright, so that will be all for now. And thank you, and I'll see you in the next class.